Right, guys, welcome back to Sleeve Saturday. So we're doing something a bit different here today. For the first time ever on my channel, I've brought on a couple of esteemed friends to talk about our top 5 favorite Journey songs. Now, this is a real treat because in my videos, I love to talk about rock. But these guys know about rock. The knowledge these lads have buries me in a second. So you're in for a real treat here. Now, first up, it's my pleasure to introduce my pal, Leigh Spencer, from the outstanding YouTube channel, Iridium Rock and Metal Reviews. Leigh, how are you keeping, man?
Good, man. Good. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's been a while. I've appeared on with you for a few times, but it's your first time on with me, so it's a joy to have you on.
Pleasure being here, mate.
Guys, I'm going to leave a link to Leigh's channel in the description of this video. Nobody, and I mean this, nobody does rock reactions and reviews better than this guy. So check out Leigh's channel when you click into that link. Next up, it's my brother from another mother, Mark Clower. Now, Mark, I met nearly 4 years ago when I was a guest on Leigh's channel. We've done tons of videos over there, but this is his debut here on Sleeve Saturday. So, Mark, it's good to see you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I just want to say it's been a 4 years that I never would have expected. When I first joined Leigh in that first video, I thought it was going to be a one-time thing, and then you got involved, and it's just been. I'm proud to call you guys my friends, my mates, my compadres. Just have enjoyed it and appreciate you having me on your show for a change.
No, not at all, man. The pleasure's all mine. Right. So, as I said, we're going to have a bit of fun and talk about one of the best rock bands of all time. And I think we disagree on some bands sometimes, but I think we can all agree that this one is a favorite for all of us. An absolute iconic American powerhouse, Journey. So what we're going to do is we're going to go round robin and count down the initial thoughts where we will count down our 5 to 1. I'm going to go with that. I believe Mark's going to go with that. But I think, Leigh, you might have something a little bit different. So ours is going to be 5 to 1 in terms of our 5th favorite down to our most favorite. But Leigh, I think you have something a little bit different. So let's start with you and give us a little bit of thoughts around it and give us your number 5, mate.
Journey, I know they were a different beast before the 80s. I know that. But truth be matters that I got into them in their soft period, I suppose you could call it.
So 81's Escape is your ground zero. You go from there.
Yes, and it's always been like that. I've never gone back that much. I know there'll probably be people under your video will say, you've got to listen to this, you've got to listen to that. Yeah. But as you know, music and me is hard keeping up with what's happening right now and going back and listening to the full catalogue of Journey. So, yeah, I've chosen 5 songs as well, like you said at the beginning of the video. I haven't gone for... We've done a favourite Journey songs before. I haven't gone for like my all-time favourites. I've gone to 5 I really want to talk about, if you know what I mean. And I've sort of gone from the oldest to the newest because I think it's really important. Like, I love since like the 81, I love all the eras of Journey. I think they've been great, including Arnel,
Steve O'Gerry.
Yeah. I think they all deserve a bit of a mention. So that's how I've done it. I've tried to... If there's any sort of casual Journey fans who only listen to like one album or something, maybe they can find some good ones in this. So I've gone from the oldest one first. So that album that I'm talking about, the Escape album, 1981, and I've gone for Mother Father.
Ooh.
Yeah, so probably the most epic song on the album, easily. Always felt like a closer to me, rather than Open Arms. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a strange one. You get Mother Father, which is like a longish sort of song for them, very epic piano, soaring, massive vocals, very not as melodic, but probably, really a great song about a broken home. I'm not a massive lyric fan like you are, Darren, but it's obvious what that's about trying to deal with a broken home, but very emotional. Perry is unbelievable. Obviously,
how many times are we going to say that in this video?
Well, I think he's at his peak. I think he's at his peak here, isn't he? Like this one and probably the next album, just pure class. The way the song builds is just mental. The chorus is amazing. And yeah, it's just probably the most epic Journey get. I reckon. Maybe a few bits later on in their career, and stuff I haven't heard, obviously. But it's their 7th album in. So I got into them the 7th album. So that
I think that's a really good choice. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Dean Castronovo's cover version of that, and I think he does it as well as Perry.
I don't know when Arnel first came in the band, and then Dean Castronova sang. They did that concert, didn't they, in Pineda's hometown? They did a live concert, and he sang that Castronova, and he sang a couple of other songs. And I always thought, I know I can understand why Castronova's singing it because he's amazing, but is it because Pineda can't sing it? I don't know.
No, I think that's a really, really good way to kick off the video, mate. Great choice. Mark Clower, what have you got for your number 5?
Well, first off, I was just going to say that song has actually taken on a life of its own since Dean started singing it. That song kind of got forgotten until Dean took it over. I think he does it pretty much every show they do now. It's kind of
he does.
Kind of expected that he's going to do that song. And to answer Leigh's question, I think probably the reason they have him sing it, to me anyway, he sounds more like Perry than Pineda. Hell, he sounds more like Perry than Perry does these days.
Yeah, I'd agree. He's really good.
If you didn't know, I mean, you'd swear that was Steve Perry, singing live shows. But yeah, he's just a phenomenal singer as well as drummer. But
100%.
Anyway, to get on to mine, kind of do like Leigh. I could have easily picked 5 from 2 or 3 Perry era albums, but I want to give a little bit of love to the lesser known eras of the band. And my number 5 is going to come from Eclipse, 2011, Resonate. This is, I guess you would consider this a ballad, but it's one of my beloved ballads with teeth. Got a little bit of edge to it. This is not your typical piano ballad where Neil Sean's standing around saying, what the hell am I supposed to do here? My man's putting in some work on this song. It's just it's got almost a ominous feeling to it. The intro almost sounds like something from a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And then when that riff kicks off, it's a great riff, but throughout the song, you hear, I'm going to use one of Leigh's terms here, all these intricate little fiddly bits layered behind Arnel's perfect vocal delivery.
Yeah.
And just song gives me chills. Like I said, I guess you consider it a ballad, but it's a heavier ballad, kind of got a dark feel to it. This whole album, was kind of came out of nowhere because at that stage of their career, I didn't really expect them to come out with anything as heavy as some of the songs on here are.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic choice, and this is what I said up front on my introduction: is about I love talking about music, but you guys know how to talk about rock music, and that's them two. I didn't see Mother and Father coming, and I didn't see a song from the Eclipse album coming as your number 5. So it's kind of shaking it up here right from the start. So I love that. I didn't see an Arnel track as your first, Mark.
Yeah.
It's funny, Mark. You said about like. That could be a ballad from another band, but for Journey, it's like thrash metal, isn't it? That one?
Yeah, almost.
Not to put Journey down. That's why I love Journey, because I love that mellow. I love to go to that mellow side of the music I listen to, and Journey's probably the first choice for me. Yeah, but yeah, that is a great song, brilliant song.
Good stuff. Right, I'm going to go with my number 5. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to go back to, for my number 5, I'm going to go to 1978's Infinity and a song called Every Time. Now, this was Perry's first album with the band, and I just love how this song opens up with those harmonies. It just opens up, ooh, anytime that you want me. I can't sing, as we know. We've been through this on your channel, Leigh. But, just love how that song opens up. You've got, at this point in the band, Leigh, you mentioned kind of with Escape, there were 7 albums in. Obviously, the first 3, 4 were with Greg Raleigh. At this point, with Steve coming into the band, he's brought in, you know, to go in kind of a different direction with the group. And at this point, for a couple of albums, this one and another album, he's duetting almost with Greg, or Greg might take a song, Steve would take a song. They might even, you know, both take lead on a song like they do on this one every time. Now, this is where you really see why they brought in Perry, because Raleigh was good, but Perry is great, you know, and this is where the band start to enter into it, particularly this song, not just this album, this song particularly. I think this is where you can see that the band are entering into a new dimension with Perry coming on board. You know, there's even a part in it where Raleigh leaves off his vocal and hands over the baton to Perry mid-song, and you can just see the standard go. Now, no shame or, you know, shade on Raleigh, but Raleigh finishes his lick and off you go with Perry. And my God, it's, you know, it's just the next, it's the next level up.